we are very excited about the potential of that, not just for young women and professional league, but also for young men, and to give them the ability to play this game. It works for us internationally, but it gives people a chance to understand this game, and particularly the young women is the feedback I get from them is how helpful it is to them in building their self-confidence, and to be able to play this game is a joy for them. And so for us to be able to share that, I think is a positive thing, whether it's as a future Olympian or a high school player or a young youth.
Out of nowhere, the NFL commissioner just went full WWE mode, charging straight at Kevin Stefanski for messing with Shedeur Sanders. No joke, this isn't a meme, it's actually going down. The league's top boss is acting like it's Monday Night Raw instead of game day, turning a football dispute into a full-on grudge match. But why Shedeur, and why now? The reason is so wild it makes reality TV drama look like a kid's cartoon.
And Shedeur come back in the game to finish the 2-minute drill. Oh, I've never seen that before. I've never in my life ever have seen anything like that before. What are we doing? What are we doing? No disrespect to Snoop Huntley. Snoop is probably not going to be on the team. He's probably not going to be on the team. So I'm not sure what you were waiting to look. Snoop was on the team simply because quarterbacks were injured. So they brought in the extra body. Why not allow the players that are competing for a job, in this instance, Shedeur Sanders, to finish off the 2-minute.
The NFL must be running out of storylines, because out of nowhere Roger Goodell just staged a full-blown reality show meltdown on Kevin Stefanski. That's right, to Kevin Stefanski, whose most notable vibe is exhausted accountant cosplaying as an NFL coach, suddenly became the target of the commissioner's primetime tantrum.
Well, family, Coach Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns just shaded Shedeur Sanders once again.
All of our guys feel like they're ready, Mary Kay, and they're working very hard at it. We do a lot of work with our players, rookies, vets, all our guys, spending every available minute that we have with them, getting them ready physically, mentally, whether it's in the weight room, the meeting room, out on the field. So all our guys are.
But apparently, he crossed the sacred line by abusing Shedeur Sanders, and not the ordinary kind, like benching him after a rough outing. No, this was painted with the kind of over-the-top flair that makes you half expect the next press release to announce Stefanski as the mustache-twirling villain in a late-night telenovela.
Hey man, Shedeur Sanders is letting the Cleveland Browns know, and Kevin Stefanski know, that he is ready. Shedeur Sanders is applying a lot of pressure to Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns organization with the words that he spoke today.
You'd think Roger Goodell would save this kind of meltdown for, I don't know, teams sneaking around with deflated footballs, or refs missing calls so badly you wonder if their glasses are just fashion accessories. But nope, apparently, the hill he's chosen to die on is Kevin Stefanski versus Shedeur Sanders.
You don't know what happened? Mary Kay asked Coach Kevin Stefanski a key question, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't something vast. It wasn't something to the point of, just listen to Mary asked her.
All of our guys feel like they're ready, Mary Kay.
So what she asked him was, how do you feel about, is Shedeur Sanders ready or not to play? She asked him that. What are his chances of playing? Is he ready or not? This man can never ask one question and get on right with it and just give the man his props. He can't do it.
And that's the thing, Shedeur Sanders isn't just playing quarterback, he's starring in the NFL's most dramatic crossover event. He's football's version of a blockbuster franchise, part royal heir, part influencer, part myth in the making. Every snap he takes is treated like a cultural event, every throw a stock market swing in the business of hype. To his fans, he's not just a player, he's destiny in cleats. To his critics, he's a lightning rod for chaos. And right in the middle of it all, you've got Roger Goodell cutting promos like a WWE heel, and Kevin Stefanski somehow cast as the cold-hearted villain who doesn't get it.
That call. He makes that call. Why? Because I want the last thing people to see. I want the last thing for people to remember is the mistakes and the sacks that happened, and not give him a chance to redeem himself. Because I think probably what would have happened, okay, we can't have Shedeur come in here and finish this 2-minute drive and go down and get a touchdown. We don't want that. So we're going to leave him on the sideline, so it leaves a bad taste in those mouths. So now there's nothing that they can say. There's nothing that they can say because now you got a small sample size of him playing with people that are probably not going to be on the team. In their bio on Twitter, going to say former.
And that's the comedy of it all. Kevin Stefanski, a man whose vibe screams mid-level bank manager who double-checks the copier toner, is now the NFL's public enemy number one. 1 minute he's diagramming third down plays with a mechanical pencil, the next he's being portrayed as if he's twirling a cape and cackling while plotting Shedeur Sanders' downfall. Meanwhile, Roger Goodell is out here treating this like a season finale cliffhanger, stomping around as though the future of football itself hangs in the balance, because let's be real, this wasn't about coaching, this was about the NFL's favorite thing, narrative control. Shedeur isn't just a quarterback, he's a storyline, a ratings magnet, a walking sponsorship deal. And when Stefanski messed with that, Goodell didn't see a coaching choice, he saw someone trying to rewrite the script without permission. At this point, you half expect ESPN to roll out a Stefanski versus Goodell. The Reckoning primetime special, complete with dramatic replays, ominous narration, and a split screen of Shedeur looking stoic in slow motion while dollar bills flutter in the background.
Did not mince words today when he was interviewed by his locker the day after practice. Shedeur Sanders let it be known to the world and to Kevin Stefanski and to the Cleveland Browns organization that he's ready right now and he's ready to play. And what do I get from that, man? It seems like Shedeur Sanders is applying a lot of pressure to that Cleveland Browns organization, and he's just waiting for his chance. But he said, look, I'm ready to play, and I'm ready to play right now. Now, we all know that Shedeur Sanders was drafted in the 5th round, 144th overall. And we know that he's the 3rd string quarterback on the depth chart, and he's the emergency quarterback every week since.
And the funniest part? This tragedy has been packaged so neatly, you'd think Netflix already bought the rights. Stefanski, the stoic villain. Shedeur, the golden child. Goodell, the self-anointed savior of football's future. All that's missing is a dramatic soundtrack and a slow zoom on Stefanski sighing into the distance. Meanwhile, actual NFL problems, the broken replay system, the refs who officiate like they're picking numbers in bingo, the ticket prices that could finance a semester of college have all been shoved to the background. Nope, the crisis of the week is a coach allegedly committing the heinous act of not worshipping at the altar of Shedeur Sanders. At this point, don't be surprised if the league starts issuing official Shedeur protection protocols, mandatory daily affirmations from teammates, penalties for coaches who fail to compliment his hair before kickoff, maybe even a league-funded hype squad to escort him to practice like he's the main character in a teen drama, because the NFL isn't just selling football anymore, it's selling storylines. And in this storyline, Kevin Stefanski didn't just make a coaching call. He dared to break kayfabe.
The Shedeur Sanders hate is getting out of control.
I'm ready to play now, and sure, I think I can play. Did you see some of the quarterback play in the league so far this year? Now, a lot of people had a problem with that. Shedeur is finally frustrated. Do you think Shedeur did this to get his ass out of Cleveland?
No. You do?
Chris, I kind of think there's something to it. I think he wanted to let people know, hey, I still think I can play. I still think, Chris, this is the first time this kid has ever sat the bench in his life.
And let's be real, this spectacle is less about football and more about the brand. The NFL has turned Shedeur Sanders into its crown jewel, the player destined to headline every commercial break from now until 2040. If he sneezes, it's a marketing opportunity. If he blinks, someone's cutting a highlight reel. And if a coach so much as raises his voice? Well, that's DEFCON 1. Cue Roger Goodell flying in like a reality TV judge who just discovered someone sabotaged the souffle. Of the irony, of course, is that Stefanski might have just been coaching. You know, the thing he was hired to do. But thanks to the league's obsession with controlling its shiny narrative, he's now being painted as the boogeyman who dared to dim the spotlight on their new favorite son, and so we're left with the NFL's newest soap opera, as the pocket collapses. Goodell plays the overprotective father, Shedeur the untouchable heir, and Stefanski the grumpy stepdad who didn't read the script. Forget Sunday Night Football, this is Sunday Night Drama, and the league seems happier than ever to sell it.
I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better. And that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
And did you, I'm sure you kind of answered this last night, but why didn't you keep him in for the 2-minute, or why did you decide to take him out?
Yeah, nothing more than decided to give Snoop some work at the end of the game.
And that's the beauty of it, Kevin Stefanski didn't ask for any of this. The man showed up to work thinking about third down conversions and whether his left guard remembered the snap count. Now he's been involuntarily drafted as the NFL's big bad, the Lex Luthor to Shedeur Sanders' Superman. Overnight, he went from clipboard enthusiast to league menace, and the only thing missing is an NFL film's narrator whispering, "This was the day everything changed." Meanwhile, Goodell is strutting around like he just saved football from collapse, and the media can't get enough. Every take show is running the same 3 questions into the ground. Did Stefanski cross the line? Is Shedeur untouchable? And what does this mean for the future of the league? As if Stefanski rolling his eyes at his quarterback is going to decide the next decade of professional football, but that's the NFL for you. Every little ripple gets blown into a tidal wave if the right star is involved. And with Shedeur Sanders? The league isn't just protecting a player, it's protecting an investment. The drama writes itself, and everyone, fans, analysts, even Goodell, is addicted to the script.
If you're a football fan, we clearly know what you did. We clearly know that the plays that you gave for Dylan Gabriel, throwing the check down underneath to make him look good. Same plays for Flacco. Then you throw Shedeur in the game with a tight end whose name ain't even on the roster? And some other players?
And now, just when the Browns thought their biggest worry was another 6-11 season, they're dragged into the middle of a Shakespearean feud between Goodell, Stefanski, and football's chosen prince. Cleveland didn't ask for this drama. Cleveland wanted a functioning offense and maybe, just maybe, a playoff win before the Earth's core cools. Instead, their head coach is being painted as the NFL's Cruella de Vil, and their franchise has become the set piece for the league's latest soap opera. It's almost cruel. The Browns are like that friend who shows up to the group project, does none of the work, and still gets blamed when the grade tanks. Their fans have endured quarterback carousels, winless seasons, and draft picks that aged worse than milk in the sun. Now they're watching the league's commissioner turn their team into the villain's lair in this melodrama, and the funniest part? Through it all, Shedeur's stock just keeps climbing. The more chaos swirls around him, the bigger his myth becomes. He's no longer just a quarterback, he's the NFL's golden child, the protagonist of a league-wide reality show. By the end of this, don't be surprised if there's an official NFL commercial where Goodell tucks Shedeur into bed, while Stefanski lurks outside the window like the misunderstood villain of a Disney movie.
Stefanski stays in charge, it's going to be over his dead body that Shedeur is going to play a snap this year. As I've always said about Dylan Gabriel, I think he's a little better than Tua, built stocky like Tua. Nice arm, accurate, but he ain't Shedeur. Shedeur is very special to me. If Shedeur were starting right now for the Cleveland Browns, I think they'd be the talk of the league because they did just beat the Packers because they have the #1 defense in the National Football League. If you gave Shedeur Judkins in that defense, I guarantee you he would be lighting it up because he was born and raised to be a starting quarterback in the National Football.
And that's when it really turned into a sideshow. Coaches who normally speak in riddles about execution and staying the course suddenly became philosophers on the ethics of quarterback management. Players who once shrugged off concussions like they were paper cuts now gave TED Talks about the emotional fragility of rookies. Every locker room soundbite turned into a subplot, every tweet became part of the script. The league, of course, loved it. Nothing drives ratings like controversy, and nothing says must-watch TV like a commissioner staging a public meltdown over a quarterback who hasn't even finished unpacking his locker. It didn't matter that the facts were fuzzy. Stefanski might have just asked Shedeur to run an extra wind sprint. The vagueness made it juicier, letting everyone project their own narrative. By midweek, you could practically see the marketing department salivating. Memes were flying, debate shows were frothing at the mouth, and even late-night hosts were cracking jokes about the NFL commissioner cosplaying as Judge Judy. Somewhere in all of this, the actual game of football got shoved into the back seat.
If it's a right guard, you can play through that. When it's a quarterback, you kind of need that muscle to throw. So unfortunately, I'm going to put him down for a little bit here. We'll treat it day to day and see how he responds. But want to be smart because he's a thrower, so you can't.
Start Shedeur.
But
Put him in, coach. From a fan's perspective, I'm trying to see him shake. I want to see 12 go out there and sling it. He's the showman when he plays. It's so fun to want to root for that. It's fun to imagine what it would look like if they let 12 go out there and shake it, man. Give the people what they want. Give them the keys.
Well, we're not going to see it. We're going to see Joe Flacco.
Imagine the new sideline dynamic. Instead of clipboards and headsets, coaches show up carrying therapy journals and scented candles. Timeout huddles replaced by guided meditation sessions. Offensive coordinators handing out gratitude worksheets instead of play calls. And the head coach? Forget strategy, his job is to make sure Shedeur feels like the universe's most special boy while 300-pound linemen try to fold him in half. It sounds ridiculous, but isn't that where this is headed? The NFL has always found new ways to reinvent itself as a spectacle, and now we're on the brink of the self-esteem era. Forget grit, forget toughness, the future is vibes, affirmations, and a commissioner ready to storm the field if a quarterback's feelings get bruised, and poor Kevin Stefanski? He's just collateral damage, a man who thought football was about wins and schemes, only to discover it's actually about managing the plotline of a billion-dollar soap opera. If anything, he should have seen it coming. In today's NFL, you don't just coach the quarterback, you co-star in his brand story.
It's in his genes, it's in his bloodline. The league wanted to teach him and his father a lesson. That's why he fell to the 5th round. Cleveland has the potential. I could see him winning 7 or 8 games, seriously. So Stefanski loves Flacco. Stefanski obviously loves Dylan Gabriel. Stefanski loves Bailey Zappi, who he brought back and is on the practice squad, but I think he's really number 3 on the depth chart. So how's Shedeur going to get a shot?
And that's the ultimate twist. In trying to coach his quarterback, Stefanski may have created something far bigger than himself, a player who isn't just untouchable on the field, but untouchable by reality. Shedeur Sanders is no longer just a rookie learning the ropes. He's a league-certified monument, guarded like a national treasure, protected like a rare panda at the zoo. Any coach who so much as frowns in his direction risks unleashing another commissioner-sized tantrum. So here we are, watching the NFL reinvent itself in real time. Forget any given Sunday. The new motto is, any given storyline. Coaches, beware, the X's and O's matter less than your ability to keep the narrative polished and the star smiling. Because in today's league, wins and losses are secondary to protecting the brand, and Kevin Stefanski? He's learned the hardest lesson of all: you can survive blown leads, angry fans, and endless losing seasons in Cleveland. But cross the NFL's golden child? That's the only unforgivable sin.